Hello everybody, Chrissy here, and this is Make a Living Acting Anywhere, my channel where I teach actors and aspiring actors and returning actors how to make a living acting anywhere you are in the world. Today's episode is about how to get started as an actor no matter where you are in the world, and I mean that by location as well as where you are in terms of your training. If, like, for example, you're a junior in high school or a junior high school student, or you're in college or you're a returning actor and you simply don't really have the funds to get started by paying for training, here are 3 tips in a series of, I think I'm going to have about 4 videos where I give you 3 tips on how to get started without having to pay any money. And without further ado, well, actually, before I get started, please do subscribe and share these videos if you happen to binge watch them, which I recommend. There's tons of valuable information in all of these. And you might be asking, how do I know? What do I know? And the answer is that I've been at this for decades. And I'm currently about halfway through a Master of Fine Arts program, specifically in film and television, with a concentration in script and screenwriting. So stay tuned for that series. Don't forget to like the video if you find the content valuable, and share it with your friends. And you may not do that until the end, but that's fine. Okay, so tip number one is read. A lot of my series get into the value of reading. Reading, and by reading, I mean something was agitating me over here. It didn't look good in the video. So you'll see that it'll go from having that thing over here to not having that thing over here. Okay, so tip number 1, as I was trying to mention, is to read. Read aloud. Take anything that you can find, books in your house. I don't care if they're children's books and you never bought another book when you became an adult. Take those and read them. Go online and read the most boring things you can possibly read. And how do you read them? Read aloud. Read out loud. They're going to help you significantly with cold reading. Cold reading is going to happen a lot when you go to audition. Yes, you're going to need monologues, and if you don't know what those are, we can get into that a lot later, but also, most specifically, I don't know if you know what a monologue is or don't know what a monologue is. If you don't, put a comment below and let me know what that is. Okay, so read aloud. Take anything you can possibly find and read it out loud to yourself, to a mirror, to your friends. You want to get in the habit of being able to kind of read ahead so that you can formulate the intention that you must portray in an audition. And so if you're reading out loud, you are practicing that muscle. And of course, as you know, if you practice anything or if you exercise a muscle, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And so you need to be doing that all the time. And again, if you're not trying to pay for training, this is the type of personal training you can give yourself. It's like going to the gym and working out alone, learning how to do something by practicing on your own without a trainer. You have to pay good money for a trainer. Well, hopefully you can build up to that, right? Tip number 2 is read. Except for this time, I mean read books on acting. Read books on the business. Read books about the business of acting. Read books about actors who made it and what they did to be actors. Read magazines about people doing what they're doing in your field currently. Read magazines. Go onto websites like voices.com or Edge Studios and read their blogs. Read everything you possibly can about the business, about people who have made it, who are acting, about directing, about writing. Read everything you possibly can in all of the fields surrounding the film and television business, or even theater, if you want to be a theater actor, which I am. I'm a theater actor. I've done some commercial and film work, but I'm a theater actor primarily. So if you do read all of these things, you'll, again, get all this knowledge and you'll be able to continue to grow in the business. And tip number 3 is watch. Go watch theater. And currently right now, I know it's COVID time, unless it's in the future, and COVID is, a thing we got used to living with, like the flu. You can go see theater, watch movies, watch theater in movies, watch every decade and generation, and watch how they're doing things. So you can get swept away in a film. I think that's fantastic. But once you do that, maybe you want to rewatch it and try to find the technicalities of what the actors are doing. For example, you'll see actors who know exactly where they're looking. They know exactly how to give the camera an eye movement. They know exactly what they look like in the frame of their, right? So if they very specifically at a very specific moment raise their eyes, that's rehearsed. Okay, they're doing that on purpose. So you want to go through and watch films, especially films you love to rewatch, and find those moments and practice it, rehearse it, right? Do things like that so that you can continue to train those muscles that I'm talking about. But the kind of bonus watch the information at the end. If they have any details about how they wrote the script or how the idea came to them or what the director's vision was, if you can go out on YouTube and search interviews with directors so they can talk about how they directed something, you'll get an inside view of what they're doing so that as the actor, you know what directors are seeking. I'm hoping that makes sense. But also, listen to the actors talk about how they prepared for a role. A lot of times, I think it's really funny. Sometimes you'll hear actors will talk about how they prepared for a role. There's no real answer. They don't really have an answer. And that's because a lot of it's sort of instinctive, and it happens between the actor and the camera, the actor and the other actor, the actor and a director, the actor in the atmosphere, the actor in the internal experience. There's so many places that that acting comes from, that it's a very difficult to sort of nail down how somebody prepares, unless it's a physical preparation or, they delved into reading or learning about the atmosphere. If they're doing a time piece or a period piece and they just read all about the behaviors of people back then, what the times were like, those are types of preparation that people do. But people also read, like Uta Hagen. Go read Uta Hagen or some Stanislavski or, anybody who talks about preparing for the moment. You guys, I can go on and on and on about all of the information, and I will. I have a series coming up, right? So you'll get 3 more in this series, and if you have any specific questions, please ask below in a comment. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I have been crazy busy, so I haven't even been that consistent releasing videos, but I am trying. But comments help a lot because then I can answer your questions. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can be alerted every time I release a new video on Wednesdays. And hit the like button so that YouTube knows to present these to you so you don't miss things. And share it with your friends who you think might find value, especially if they can help you and you can help them. All right, you guys, Chrissy out.